Hey all, this morning I've got something a little bit different for you. Lately I've been getting into the antics of a YouTuber called GeoWizard who, along with playing a geography based game called GeoGuessr, also gets up to these things he calls straight line missions where he tries to cross an entire country in a dead straight line just using GPS. Now he's a lot more comfortable with trespassing and doesn't really take a light and fast approach, but I sort of love the idea of these sort of straight line missions. So we're going to take one on ourselves. We're going to change it up a little bit. Instead of using a GPS, we're not going to have that. We're not going to have any maps. We're just going to try and hold a dead straight compass bearing. So got a route planned, covers all public land, doesn't require any swimming. And a couple of mates and I are going to head out this weekend and have a crack at it. I think it'll be a great way to test our ability to hold a compass line. Perfect adventuration training. It'll be bashing up and down some pretty steep hills, and yeah, I think it'll make a great challenge and a way to explore, which is an area pretty familiar with in an entirely new way. So the line that we've picked is about 5.5 kilometres long, cutting through Brisbane Forest Park. It does have one catching feature. About halfway along the line we have to just take off the corner of Channel 9 News, so that'll be a great sort of catching point. But yeah, the plan is to see how straight we can hold the bearing, not drifting off at all, and it'll be great to sort of review the GPS track afterwards. So fingers crossed for us. We'll report back, see how we go.
So it's 8:30 p.m. the night before the straight line mission. We actually have to drop a car at the end because it's going to be a through mission. I was planning on riding the mountain bike back now, but plans have changed a little bit. Hey, do you want to say hi, kiddo? Hello. Anyway, big night's sleep. We're going to hit the trails tomorrow. Hopefully we'll hit this spot dead on tomorrow morning. So here we are at the start of the straight line mission. Made it finally. Joined with Bevan and Thor because misery loves company. I've just informed them that although we were supposed to be heading dead west, I remembered at some point that we probably have to take in magnetic declination to account. So I think we have to take 11 degrees off. Is that right? Or add on? It's probably pretty we want to know. I think we're taking it off. So it's 270 minus 11, 259. So that's dialed into the compass here. 259, okay. First obstacle is just down this way. There's a lovely bridge just over there. Of course we don't get to take that. We've got the creek up here and then a stonking big climb up to, at some point we have to cross Powerful Owl. At some point we go near Channel 9 and that's all I know really. So anyway, dial it in.
All right.
Wish us luck, eh? So we haven't quite started yet because Bevan doesn't know how to use a compass, which doesn't bode well for today. His compass doesn't have degrees, it's got some kind of numbers. I think dead west would have been probably a bit easier. I don't think over 5k line we can really afford to be too far out.
Well, we've got to be really accurate.
But between the three of us, well, hopefully we'll average it out to be right. That's the plan.
We won't follow Bevan.
Bevan can give us his opinion.
Maybe you'll work it out by the time we hit the marker.
So what are we aiming for first? I think we need some kind of strategy. Like we're going
aiming for Channel 9.
Yeah, but we're aiming like right now. We're aiming for like that tree, right? Yeah. Anyway, here goes. Oh yeah, the GPS watch. Better go back and start it right on point. You stay there.
Oh, it's the...
Come on. Oh yeah. Where are we? Oh shit, it's lost its signal. Waiting for GPS, waiting for GPS. I've lost my signal.
Recovery 0 hours.
Mate, my legs are busted. I'm absolutely hurting. Oh god. This is a good advert for Garmin, isn't it? We might have to kill this. Doop. Okay, take two, but I just realised I had my compass set to 249, not 259. So you hold that for a second, and we'll see if we can actually get this right. There's actually enough light to see what we're doing now. So that's 260. We'll say that's 259. So Bevan's already picked up on that, thank you, with his numpty compass. Okay, rightio. Take, what, 3? Oh, so which way we head? So we have to actually go over to the right more, is that right?
We would have to go to the right.
Yeah, okay, cool. Geez, that would have put us a long way off, wouldn't it?
10 degrees off.
Yeah, that's.
I've actually got
But like you can see the difference even in there, how much that makes. But there's also enough light now. We don't need
headlights.
Thor shining his headlamp in my eyes every 2 seconds. Okay. 50 metres in, and we both decided to, well, Thor and I anyway, hit our GPS watches. We all decided just to do our own thing and then average it out. So through there you can actually see the track you'd normally take to get up to Powerful Out. This is the way we're going. She's downhill for a bit now. Just saying to Thor, I've actually looked at my compass once this whole time, but I figure if I walk between Thor and Bevan, then I should be at least not the worst one off my line. Bevan's a bit of a goat, so I suspect we're going to see the back of him most of today. Early impressions are that Thor is valuing accuracy over speed. I should be paying much more attention. So up to the first climb, bush has been actually really nice and open. It's steep but fine. A little bit debating at the moment of whether we should be east or west of this knoll. I can't remember from looking at the map. Yeah, it is a bit disconcerting that you just walk out right on the top, isn't it? Because that's the natural thing is to do, just to slog straight uphill. And I haven't been paying too much attention, to be honest, which is probably not good. Just a second. So about to cross what we know to be the Powerful Out Trail. Looking at the map beforehand, I actually picked this as some of the hardest stuff because we've got to sort of cut across the side of it. It's not like we're going straight up and down all the ridges. We're sort of side hilling, and the bush looked greenest on the satellite. So I think this could be a bit challenging.
Oh, cool. That's about as accurate as you can get.
Yeah. So Bevan's figured out how to use his compass.
And the weird splotches in the centre.
It's actually super accurate. It's $250 compass, so you think it would actually be good. He has to look through it like that. Yeah. Can we get it on camera on it? Bang it against the lens here.
You turn the wheel and the colours change.
Yeah. We just had signs of civilization through there. You know, there's a track somewhere. There's people. So there is a good chance of finding our bodies. I'm actually filming all the easy stuff because there's only times with us pulling the phone out. Bevan was considerate enough to wear a bright orange shirt, so I've just been taking my bearing off that the whole time. But I'm actually quietly trusting Thor. As long as I can hear him.
To shake the compass to get the needle. But other than that, things are fine.
And we've decided the rule is we're not allowed to leave the line. I'm going to be pretty thirsty, and I know we go in like a couple hundred metres of a tap at some point. So the debate is, am I allowed to just drop the GPS, go get a drink, and then come back to it? And I've been informed no. We're not allowed to do that. You have to stay. Yeah, I've got enough water for now. It isn't actually nice in here. Quite a pretty little creek line. Never knew this was here. So yeah. And my guts haven't been too great today, so any toilet stops also need to occur on the line. What happens on the line stays on the line. The line says through there. Bevan's line goes just around the side of it. I might just trust him, hey? I don't want to climb through that. And who knows at this point? It might be up there for all we know. Oh, Thor's going down this way though. Gives me a bit of confidence. Okie dokie. can hear voices. There's a cyclist up there. Where are we? So this is actually powerful owl trail, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. That other one is the comes up from. Yeah, okay. We haven't gone as far as we thought, but we have done 1.2 k's. 20 minutes moving time.
Alright, 20 metres up.
There. Thor's up there. If I'm going to get the kids to the pool in time, this needs to take 2 hours. Sorry, just looking at this. Do we consolidate again or just go with it? Yeah, let's go with it. Now this is a bit I thought was actually going to be really hard, but I think it's just a big valley and it's basically siding, and my experience so far is you tend to not want to have to drop, you want to just sort of stay high. And sometimes the compass tells you just got to go all the way down and up again. So anyway, I might put the phone away for a bit because it's actually quite hard doing all 3 things at once. So we are in the arse end of nowhere in Mount Coot-tha. You can see the power radio stations up there. And someone's dodgy little bush camp. Burner, building and pot. And there's a track in here. I've never been on this track and I can't picture where it starts or where it goes.
Oh, hello.
So we're about a third of the way through. Sun's up. Bush has been really lovely actually. They must backburn a fair bit through here because it's pretty open. I am noticing our lines are starting to drift a little bit from each other. Bevan and I have been a lot closer. Thor has been off to the south more. Yeah, and we are not looking good at making it in time for swimming lessons unless things improve a bit. We'll see. Only one way to get there though. It's still having fun. So Thor's found a track which quote unquote is on his line. But we also heard some ladies' voices, and being such a beautiful man, maybe that dragged him out onto that line. I know this track too. It'll be so much easier going up it. Anyway, I've actually started to drift more north of the other two. Well, when I say drift, that's where the compass is pointing. If we look, there's some trail runners in there, in their native habitat. So now I'm on the track. It feels a little bit wrong, but you know, my bearing says it. Probably can't see this, but Thor's just up the spur on the left. Bevan. I've lost sight of Thor. I don't even know if Strava recognises us as doing the same activity. Oh, about to head off. Feel better about that now. It's cheating. But if that's where the line is, that's where the line is. I was just saying to Bevan, I'm stunned. This is literally the first bit of lantana we've seen on the whole hike. The bush has been so open. I guess they must backburn a fair bit, being so close to the urban areas. But I thought there'd be times when our bearing's going to take us through that, and there's been none of that so far. We are coming up to what should be the halfway mark, the little reset point. Yeah, it's bloody nice. My gut feeling is that we've actually probably drifted to the north a little bit, and that Thor might be slightly more accurate, but we'll hit Samuel Griffith Drive soon and we'll find out how bang on we've been. Should be good. Just about to come up to our halfway point now, so it'll be interesting to see. I suspect Thor's slow and steady approach has been a lot better because Bevan and I are slightly what looks like it's going to be north. So we've done, what have we done? 3.15k. The line should be about 2.9 something, and across that 3k we were supposed to be up near where that, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little yellow gate up there, which if I look at my bearing, pretty much dead south of here now. So I reckon over 3k we'd be 80 metres off. I'll take it for now, but we might reset our bearing. Consult with the guys.
All I'm doing is holding my stick up at a tree.
But you've been more accurate. So, as I was saying, that yellow gate is where we should have hit. Bevan and I, it's a nice road, he's going past, popped out a little bit over there. So yeah, I reckon pretty close, but Thor's closer. And this next bit I think is a lot less familiar. So I don't really know what we're supposed to hit. We crossed a lot of tracks, and I think we just basically go up, down spurs which run parallel. And I reckon we're about to do the steepest descent for today. So the fun will be going away. You're still having fun though?
I'm still having fun, yes. Look at all the blood.
And I know there is a drink tap just there too. Bevan's carrying 10 litres, so we're right. There's a barrel here, do I say. So again, we are in the arse end of nowhere. It's pretty steep. And yet there's a barrel just sitting here. How do you make it look steeper? You hold it that way, don't you? No, that way. Oh, Bevan. It's steep. Bit more debate on the compass bearing. Anyway, still having fun. Yeah, so I think we're about to head in the first of the nasty stuff. Steep, which makes it tricky to concentrate on where you're going and really wants to turn you away from it. And then, like my bearing says through that, Bevan is just around the left of it. Thor's been left all the time, so I trust them. Because surely there'd be no lantana on the straight line. Oh yuck. This was inevitable. Now the thing is, it actually helps having two people go through ahead of you, because they flatten it all out. So I think priority is just getting across this. Yeah, picking a point from here. Yeah, okay, so this matter get through and hitting that tree there with the bark and leaves on it. So first wet obstacle for the day. We've said a lot of rain. Now the line says to get through this. Bevan went soft and he's drifted over there. But I'm going to be tough and go across here. I'll just turn the camera off first. I just turned the camera back on after making it around that tough obstacle, whereas Bevan and Thor, they're going the soft way. Anyway, this is actually Gap Creek. We're making good time. Kinda. An hour 36. I don't think I'll be there for the start of swimming lessons. We'll see. Haven't given up hope yet.
You could double the level of it by wringing out the shirt.
Piss off. We figure this is still Gap Creek, yeah? We must be crossing it again. Oh.
Big sigh.
I'm still having fun. You know how cucumbers come in a wrapper?
Yeah.
So it's this cucumber wrapper with a ton of slush, and it just spread through the entire back. The stench was heinous. So here we are, Gap Creek Road. Yeah, it's not easy. Oh, come on. Car? Oh, there you go.
Over the bump,
Got a good crotch shot for Thor. So, I don't know, I reckon. Oh, I reckon we need to see the houses we don't want to get through there.
Backyard adventure.
What? This is our spiritual animal here, leading the way. So in my head I thought we had a hill to go, but here we are at Boscombe Road, and I don't know if you can see it, but right up there was our finish point. So I reckon, what's that, 100 metres?
We'll stop and watches. You want to get this right, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Walk up to it. And the 5.5k predictor is a bit closer to 6, but that's because of Bevan wiggling all over the place. So I reckon mission done. Job, Thor.
That's good. Well done. Thanks, team.
Job, Bevan.
Nice work, dude. Yes,
Now Bevan's got a 20k trail run to get home. Hopefully my car is still here.
Try and get it straight going back now.
You can do a box. You have to go south and then east.
I want to see you cut through everyone's backyards.
Yeah.
Just deadline bearing straight to home.
Awesome. Just very close.
My car's here.
Yeah.
We left it here last night.
And do you like it?
No, I got a lift.
Oh,
Yeah, I said I was happy to ride. I actually wanted to ride. No, I'll give you a lift. I don't know why she insisted. And then it was like 9 o'clock at night and the car still was at home. I was like, Sal, we really got to go. I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
So I had to drag the kids out.
She's like, no, you can ride now.
Yeah. 2 hours, 21 minutes. That was awesome. I'm going to put this out as a challenge. I'll send you anyone who wants the coordinates. You have a crack and you send in your track. Anyway, I've got to go home and have a look, see how close we were.
So just checking in for a bit of review of the track, the straight line mission. Just a bit of a recap of what we're aiming to do. The plan was to head from JC Slaughter Falls car park. What I originally planned on being dead west all the way to the Boscombe Road trailhead. So without further ado, let's have a look at the actual track. Now, I don't have Bevan and Thor's trail GPS track with me, so we're just going to go off mine. What I'll say up front is, if we had Thor's, I reckon he would be a lot closer to the line than us, at least for the first half. So we actually did start on the corner here. I forgot to start to the GPS, and then I went back and then I forgot to start it again. So by the time I crossed the creek, I did hit it, but you can see we were bang on at that point anyway. Let's see, heading up the original spur. It felt like we're going in a straight line the whole time, but no, surely not. At here is this point which we call the pinnacle. There's some debate. Bevan seemed to think that we should have been to the right of that, but it turns out on review that we should have been to the left anyway. I know at that time that Bevan was standing back here, I was here, and Thor was probably somewhere over here, and that's why by the time we drifted back down to this track, we weren't too far off the line, drifting back on, holding nice, things are looking good, very squiggly. The bush is pretty clear going, so there's really no excuses. It's not like I said, oh, you know, there's this cliff or this river or anything in our road. Other than stepping around a few trees, things shouldn't have been too bad. So if we just go back here, actually, you can see that this is the track junction where we expected to clip what was a powerful outro. You can see the track actually runs through here, so this is gazetted lines a little bit off. We passed through there. Surprisingly though, even though we knew we should have probably been a bit further to the south, we actually drifted further north from there. So let's go across there. And here we get to the point where we cross Channel 9, pop out in a clearing here, and I guessed at the time I said, oh, we're about 80 to 100 metres off, and so we did move back to correct into here, and away we go. Yes, kiddo?
Sticky tape.
Sticky tape. There you go.
Special art for Mum.
I can't wait to see it. Now you shut the door on the way out. Sorry about that. Yeah, so at that point, Bevan and I and Thor basically holding all our own lines. We weren't actually travelling together. There's a couple of times I lost sight of either of them at the along the way. But the whole time, Thor was travelling to the south of us, and Bevan is slightly off to the north of me. Everyone had sort of their own nav style. Literally, Thor said he was getting bored because he wasn't actually ever looking around the terrain. He's literally just watching every tree he would realign. Whereas Bevan was taking massive line bearings, basically looking up for a tree at the opposite ridge and then heading for that. I was basically just not even taking bearings, but just sort of sitting on a compass line the whole time. Quite happy, content to sit in between the two. But when we got to Sammy Griffith Drive, we actually paired up, tripled up again, I guess, and travelled together. Headed off down the steep hill. Now this area here, I'd say, is where we hit the worst of the scunge, and it felt like we're going to struggle to hold our line. But ironically, it's back as close as the line that we got to. Coming through, at some point we must hit Gap Creek Road. Gap Creek Road, not too far off the line at that point. Actually, and I think this whole section here is where we held the line best. Coming through, you can see we hit the Boscombe Road trailhead there. Now we could probably do a little bit of an analysis, but what I wanted to do first is just to zoom out to give you an overall look, because I know it didn't look great like that, but if you go out to here, I reckon that is actually a pretty decent job with room for improvement. The area of greatest divergence though, the real question is, how much were we off by? So if we go in here, properties, measurements, we don't want it in miles, we want it in meters, 81.4 meters. Now I was going for never drifting off by more than 25 meters, so that got blown out of the water. So yeah, maybe a little bit left to be done on that straight line mission. I just want to see how far off we finished by, essentially. I guess in a way, because we didn't actually reset right to this corner. So I think if we had reset there, if you look at our line from that point onwards, a lot of that would have sat just south of the line, and then at the end when we drifted north, we would have been a lot closer. So maybe if we had it, it's almost like two straight line missions, but we're counting it as one because we didn't actually reset right back. So I'm happy to call it as entitled path. Let's see, from there to there, straighten you up a bit. 64 meters off now. 64 meters over what ended up being a 6 kilometer route. I am very happy with. So yeah, I want to issue the challenge. Maybe you want to do the exact same straight line. Maybe you want to go from west to east. I'm going to leave the coordinates below. Actually, I can bring them up here. So they're the GPS coordinates if you want to actually have a crack at the same route, see how accurate you can go, or come up with your own straight line mission, or yeah, drop a comment if you've got some other suggestions for me. I really enjoyed it. I think it was the perfect training for adventure racing, up and down gnarly hills with the navigational element to it as well. And yeah, we really did. I was quite surprised how much you got to see of an area that I'm pretty familiar with, so definitely worth it. And a big thanks to Bevan and Thor for entertaining me on this one, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you out there on your own straight line mission soon, eh?